people have this misconception because you were raised in Brixton and blah 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 that you're meant to be, but more times they don't realize that like all of us were raised in good homes. Even the kids that you might think are bad from over there, most of them were raised in good homes. It's just circumstances just change.
It's when you're outside on who you're going around with, isn't it?
Brixton has changed, so it's weird. Like a lot of my rugby mates from my
artists have come in, haven't they?
My rugby mates from my old team. A lot of them.
I know.
They used to.
Thank you, sir.
They used to live. They used to live down this area, but a lot of them have moved to Brixton now. So it's like we've reversed areas, and it's a thing that they will say, Brixton has this reputation and blah 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 of being so rough and this and that.
Easy.
And I said to them,
easy.
Nice and
easy.
So I've said to them, the
easy.
thing about
Last
Brixton,
one. Nice and easy.
Racket.
Nice and easy. Okay.
I said to the thing.
You warmed up now, yeah?
Yeah, bro, I'm ready.
Jaheem, are you serious?
I said to them, the thing about Brixton now is Brixton had a reputation, yes, but the thing about Brixton, it was community. You know what I mean?
When I moved to England, I went to Brixton, bro, that place was raw, bro. 2005, I was like, where the fuck am I, man? Get me out of here, bro. Stop saying that, like, it was beautiful, man. It was a community.
Remember, he moved in at the worst year. You moved in at the worst year. 05, 06 was a war zone.
Bro,
it was the worst.
I was like, whoa, coming from Ireland where fresh air and that, you know, it is mad.
You see 05, 06 here? Remember 05, 06, it was the get down or lay down era.
Remember.
Yeah, 05, 06 in Brixton, there was a great divide.
Oh really? Yeah.
So you couldn't, like, literally, everyone kind of stayed in the part of Brixton they were from.
Okay.
Because it was like, there was a hype then, get down or lay down. So if you didn't convert to Islam, then
you're juicing. You're juicing. No. You're definitely juicing.
A lot of men converted to Islam.
That's coming on a different strength.
A lot of men had this thing, get down or lay down. So if you didn't convert, you were seen as
the other people.
Yeah.
Is gentrification a bad thing? So you see when they build up areas, okay, and like Brixton, for instance, Brixton's now been gentrified. Whether you like it or not, the yuppies have come in. Yeah, you know, when you start seeing Costa and Starbucks in an area, you know it changes. Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
So basically, is it bad for the people that live there because now the house prices are gone up and they can't afford to buy a house where they grew up? Kind of, but it makes the area nicer. But is it bad for the people that have lived there their whole life and now can't? I don't know.
Is it because a lot of people that lived in Brixton, they got shipped out to like sort of South Norwood. Some got shipped to Margate. Now my thing is this now. My thing is that if you're on social,
now they've been shipped out to
Margate.
Margate.
Margate's then wrong with Margate.
Now they've been shipped out to Margate. This is the problem. It starts again where you're the only black person in the area and you're trying to get jobs, and now you can't get jobs.
Raw. That's what I mean.
Hold on, I'm the weakest here today. I'm the weakest in here today.
Nah.
I'm the weakest.
You know what? It's a fucking strong. It's a strong cast. Like.
No, but I'm the weakest.
Nah, I think you got big better bully chest than me.
No. I did 4 reps.
No, you, bro. I want to
be like you.
You know that is the most condescending line ever. You know, I'm gonna be like you, It's the most condescending line ever. And you know what my response to that is? No problem. Come and start paying some of these bills. Come and take. You wanna be like me? No problem. Come and pay some of these bills. Let's start here. These outgoings. But racism will never die though, and I don't think. And I don't think
it gets better.
Nah.
Yes. Come here now. Come on now.
It's got better over the times, yes. But I think all it is that it's just become more.
Well done, cheers.
Isn't it more that it's just covert? That people are just not saying things now. That's it. So it's in their head.
Yeah, no.
Just because no one's calling you a nigger anymore doesn't mean racism's gone.
But think about it, right? Think about it. In America, they used to grab a boy and string him up.
Because it's prison. You're gonna go to prison now. That's why you do.
I know, but what I'm trying to say to you is it's not that. It's getting better.
No. I think why I think it's sort of a placebo effect. And why I say that is it's because of prison.
Yeah.
And you remember social media, that girl that was racist to the bouncer, okay? Yeah? You remember this? It's social media that has blown it up. Back in the day that wouldn't have happened. So now she loses her job. Now she's now seems to become a victim now. I don't know why people are atting me and doing this and that.
That's what it is. That's why it's going. Yeah.
It's not getting, and remember I say as well, a lot of us are prejudiced. And the reason why I say that racism has to have power blended in it to actually work properly. But people often say, can black people be racist? And that's using the context of saying, if you're, wait now, let me land. Let me land. Remember, I always say that there has to be power as an ingredient for it to be racism. And I say that when you're subjugating a whole race or set of people, that's what I classify as racism. Meaning this, me calling someone on the street a cracker and it ends there. To me, that's just me being ignorant or prejudiced or being rude or whatever, or being a bigot. That to me isn't racism. Racism for me is structural and hierarchical, where you're actually going to subjugate a whole set of people and say, you guys are not going to make it in life.
Yeah, so you're talking about like the housing that they did in America back in the day and stuff like that.
It's being strategic with what they're doing and being systemic with anything they're implementing. That's what I classify as racism. So can a black person be racist?
Turn your thing on silent, bro.
If you're talking about in Nigeria, for instance, maybe, where, let's say, for instance, one of the Alhajis said that white people are not going to be able to own any homes, they can't get jobs, no blacks, no dogs, no Irish, and no whites. Say that, imagine they did the reverse in Nigeria. Then I'll say blacks can be racist. But for me, just to call you something, and that to me is just being a bigot.
So do you think she was just a bigot then? She wasn't a racist?
Okay, now see, her comment, for instance, can be ignorant. Okay, what she can she herself, as Amanda or Becky, whatever her name is, can she herself with that act implement racism? I don't think so. Racism to me comes from the top and it trickles down. That for me is what racism is. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go as far as saying that I'm gonna make a blanket statement saying we've all said ignorant things before behind closed doors. I don't think there's one person in this world that's not saying something. Even when it comes to
like my mum.
Even the traffic wardens. I remember, funny thing, I've been around certain sets of people where I even heard sometimes Nigerians call Jamaicans Jamos, and Jamo is not said in a nice way. No one ever says Jamo generally in a pleasant way. Jamo is basically Jamaican.
That came from older Africans.
Yeah, they go look at Jamo, acting Jamo. Now even I've been in households I hear Nigerians say
that was their response to Bubu.
I remember there was one time I had a girlfriend who was Jamaican, and then when I went to the yard, they didn't think I was Nigerian. So basically, it's a true story. Someone in the house got a parking ticket, and someone goes, "Oh, the African man gave me a parking ticket." Now,
bingo.
Even amongst that, now I just kept quiet. So basically, now the woman could see my face was a bit distorted. So she was like, she asked the girl, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" She goes, "Oh, he's Nigerian. Him African?" I said, "Yeah."
Him African.
And so even we're talking about dating, even outside of your race, even sometimes in cultures and communities, sometimes Yorubas that won't date Igbos. Sometimes you'll find a Ghanaian want they're Nigerian. Sometimes you find a Jamaican. So even amongst blacks, there's still a divide. Even amongst blacks, and that's why I find it interesting when we talk about being biracial. Even a Yoruba person will say they're not going to date an Igbo. Now, where was you from again? Was it that part? I don't remember what it's called.
Where every willy, where every willy is big. You know that one? You know? Wait, Blood Diamond. What is he trying to go?
I find that mad interesting because I was talking to my mate the other day. He was talking about slavery. Okay, and saying that, you know.
Not me, bro. You're trying to say my tribe. My tribe are big, you know.
What tribe were the slaves?
Hey! What's this dickhead?
You got sent to Brazil. And people don't know that.
No.
Wait.
They went up north. They weren't Dutch.
No, but wait. Just wait 1 second. Let me land, because I'll tell you what's funny. When people say that black sold, when white people sometimes say, "Oh, you black sold each other into slavery," I always rebuttal and say, let's just say World War II was European bombing Europeans. Because if we're going to use the same idea and say the black sold blacks into slavery, what was World War II with Germany and England? It was just whites bombing whites. If we're going to use that sort of idea. But you guys were definitely the slaves that got sold. No, you was, because you was.
We were the big, we were Mandingo, bro. We were the big ones.
Say again?
They're from up north.
Are you from north?
Yeah, they're up north.
Oh, to be fair, I want to be honest, it was the Yorubas. If you want to talk about slavery,
no, we're not. The
Yorubas got sent out. They got sent out. The Yorubas got, because if you look at Brazil, people don't know that Brazil has the highest population of Nigerians outside of Nigeria.
I didn't know Brazil even had any.
Brazil is full of Nigerians. Remember, if you look at the slave trade in the channel, the majority of the people that were slaves in Nigeria and West Africa all got sent to Brazil. Just do research. Brazil has the highest population.
That's Carlos.
At Nigeria.
That was him, wasn't it?
I'm telling you.
That was him in here when your man tried to say that he could beat him up. I think your man was like, "Do your research, bro. Do your research." That's Carlos, bro.